Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is CeeChronicles. I post fragrance related content. Please consider subscribing if you like that style of content, and also consider liking and sharing this video. To those who are returning, thank you so much guys for the continued support. I appreciate you as always. I was doing a video for my second channel testing some Creed fragrances or fragrance samples that I have, and I had to stop when I got to Camina because I realized that this Maison Alhambra Avant Ruby, Maison Alhambra Avant Ruby has gone around as smelling like Creed Camina. So we are going to test this together right now, and I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. I got this decant of High G scent. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Oh, I can already smell that. And yeah, it smells really nice. So we're going to test this one together, and then I'll tell you my thoughts as to whether I think it is going for that Camina smells close or not even remotely close. Now, to those who do not know how the full size of Maison Alhambra Avant Ruby's bottle is going to look like, it's going to look like this one, guys. This one is Avant Silk, drawing inspiration of the Creed, Queen of Silk. And for those who did not watch the review, yes, this does smell like Queen of Silk a lot, although it's a little bit, amped up on the powderiness, amped up on the muskiness, and it is quite grown to the nose. This is a fragrance that gives you that dated feel, but it is enjoyable. This one does project because of how pushy the musk is in this fragrance, so you are going to get projection. But anyway, we're not talking about Avant Silk. I am here to give you my thoughts on Avant Ruby, coming in the same bottle, but in this case the bottle is going to be red, and I'm going to put it on the screen. Okay, so these are first impressions, and let's do this together. Oh, okay, yes, I do see the similarities, guys, and it's pretty similar. And let me tell you how I'm able to make this conclusion. For some reason, every time I purchase a fragrance at Skins Cosmetics, they had a phase where they was just throwing Camina. So it's Camina. I think I have like 4 or 5 or 6 even vials of Camina, and I can certainly say to you this does vibe very similar to that Camina. The DNA in itself is going to present florals, especially pink florals, like a pink rose, a pink girly rose, a peony, soft florals. Okay, it is going to somewhat share that vibe that you get in Delina, okay, where the rose in Delina is kind of, or has been used by a lot of houses, where sometimes when they present a fragrance with a rose, you kind of know how the rose is going to vibe like. But this, I wouldn't say is the same as Delina, but I would say if you like Delina that much and you wished it could be a little bit toned down, then that is what you're going to get from this DNA. The No Pyramid for Avant Ruby includes that black cherry, but this is not a fragrance I would say is cherry forward or vibes like a lot of other cherry forward fragrances that I have within my collection, or that sort of cherry that is kind of cough syrupy. That is not what the cherry in here does. And I didn't look at the notes for Avant Ruby. I looked at the notes for Creed Camina, and I can certainly tell you guys that this does vibe the same as Creed Camina, and Creed Camina in itself as a fragrance includes, that cherry note, but it doesn't make it about the cherry note. It's going to make it more about gentle florals. It has, a saffron, but what this fragrance ultimately becomes is a very nice, sweet, softened floral with a fizziness of a pink pepper added in it as a spice. So that is what you expect, guys, from this fragrance. Camina in itself includes myrrh and frankincense frankincense and one or two heavy notes, and I do not get a heaviness from this fragrance. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this blotter here and just spritz Camina quickly on this card. This is Camina. I am going to spray Camina on the card, okay, and there's plenty there, and then tell you whether I get the similarities. Okay, yes. What I can say about the actual Camina is it's given me a softened opening as opposed to what I was getting from this. The minute I opened the lid or popped off, you know, the top of what secures this decant, I could perceive this scent. Whereas this one is, I don't want to say pushy, because the overall DNA in itself is not a pushy DNA, guys. This Camina DNA, it's not pushy. It's a gentle DNA. It's just a gentle, beautiful, spring summery floral. And this that I've sprayed here is a little too gentle in the opening than what I get here. It's almost lazy, and I am not saying because a fragrance is a creed, it must be heavy and pushy and in your face and rubbing noses the wrong way. We all want, you know, these houses to give us a variety to choose from, but Camina to my nose is a little bit too careful. It's almost as if it's trying so hard to please. It's trying so hard not to be offensive. You know, the cashmere note in Camina is sort of like really soothing everything up to an extent that it just ends up being a light floral with the emphasis on the rose. Camina in itself is that scent that you would have probably experienced in one or two fragrances or 3 or 4 or 10 fragrances before without even actually smelling this particular one. It just has that generic use of soft florals with something there that's like a gentle fruitiness and you know, that fizzy spiciness. Very summery, very bright, easy to wear though because of that. But to me, a little bit underwhelming for the price of the Creed fragrances. So that's as much as I can say about this one. But in comparison, this Avant Ruby does do justice to this Camina DNA. This even feels a little bit like it's almost crossing over to you know, Delina La Rose. If somebody had not told you that it was going for Camina with a sweetness that is not enough to call this super sweet. So yeah, I do concur, guys. For those who really wanted to know, Avant Ruby does vibe or is in the same fragrance family as Camina. Lasting power, I'm not gonna come here and say, oh, it's gonna last this long, because I think you guys saw me put the bottle together, but it's just that profile that will illuminate if you wear it like in warm weather in the summer, and perhaps, you know, with on wavy clothing where the air in itself will help it rise to the surface. But if you were wondering whether this is so unique, of the two bottles, which is this one that they gave us and this, if you're looking for uniqueness, if you're looking for something mature, I'd still say go for Avant Silk. It is more complex. It is more, there's more work put into that than this. This might show up in your mail, and first spray gonna remind you of a couple of other fragrances there, that Delina La Rose and of course that Camina, but if you haven't put your nose on any, then it's just a nice gentle rose and peony scent with a little bit of a saffron there and a spicy pink pepper. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we discuss more about fragrances. Let me know your thoughts. Which one is your favorite from the Maison Alhambra? Is it the Maison Alhambra Avant Ruby or the Avant Silk? We can discuss then. Remember to turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one. And remember, guys, that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.